Unconstructed, unsuccessful, unpopular, destroyed, stolen, lost, forgotten, concealed, and unallowed inventions. Part 2. This is the Mithridatum cure. This was an all-poisons cure, a cure that can cure all poisons in the world and in nature. If I remember correctly, this formula contained over 70 ingredients, over 71, 72 different ingredients or plants. This complex formula allowed immunity against every single type of poison in the world. But the formula is lost and forgotten. This is called Sulpicum. This was a plant that existed in Roman times, near the coastline, only in one place. The plant looked like this, and the plant or fruit was actually literally heart-shaped, like a Valentine symbol, literally. This plant was an anti-birth plant. It could prevent the birth of children, and it was so powerful that when ingested, it could even prevent a birth that was already on its way. This plant was devoured into extinction. It doesn't exist anymore. This is another plant from ancient times. This is an anti-sorrow plant. When ingested, it destroys all sorrow and depression and unhappiness. But the plant is extinct and the formula forgotten. It was used by the ancient Greeks. This is one of Archimedes' inventions. This is the sun diffray. The idea is to create a giant reflective mirror, and when an enemy ship approaches, you use the sun's light, it beams the sunshine to the mirror, and then it reflects and burns the entire ship and its crew alive. The first laser weapon, the first heat beam, solar beam weapon. But the mirror has to be gigantic, as big as a house, at least. This is the bat bomb, a World War II inventions. The idea was to fill these containers with thousands of bats containing small explosives, and to drop these on Japanese cities. The bats would fly to dark and crammy places and release the explosive, causing massive fires and burning the city or the cities. This seems like an invention Batman would use. Bat bombs. I really like this one. After World War I ended, a mysterious person designed this map along with a pamphlet full of instructions. This is an idea for a united Europe. The idea was to slice the continents, the countries, like a pizza, with a giant garden city at the center. That central city would have been Berlin. It would have been a giant circle or ring city, a garden city with gates I believe here are 24, I believe, or 25. And each gate represents a different country or direction. And these are the flags for the United Europe. This is the first flag. I really like this design. Look at the colors. Basically it would have been a presidency with each person selected to run for 4 years before being replaced by the other. This is the first flag design with hands holding, and this is the other one with Jesus Christ on it. This idea might have worked, but World War II came, and the forces of darkness had other plans, and so this was never implemented. Ah, I like this one. Now this is a car. This is a boat car, or a car boat, or a car boat, or a boat car. I believe this is a 1950s, 1960s design by the looks of it. The story goes that a man from the past thought that in the future, cars and boats would be the same. And he thought this was the future of cars. But this future never came, and this car is all that's left. It's now in a museum. Look at those colors. This is an experimental car design from the 1980s, I believe. This car was never built. Here are the sketches. It's a Cyclops car. And this is the outside, and this is the inside. This looks cool. This is the Chrysler TV8 tank 900. This was supposed to be an anti-atomic tank, a tank that can survive an atomic bomb, even though atomic weapons don't exist. This tank had no windows. It had sort of a camera lens and a front. It has one weapon here and a machine gun up here. This was only one of these were built or not built at all, and the project fell apart. This is an invention, a cigar protector, a cigar umbrella. The idea is to put a little umbrella over the cigar to keep your cigar dry in case of rain or thunderstorms. I think this can actually work. This is the Cloudbuster, another unallowed invention. This is a metal, it looks like a cannon, but it's not a weapon. It's basically hollow metal tubes attached with hollow wires, suspended from this metal frame in a bucket full of water. The idea was, when you aim these empty metal pipes at a clear sky, they can produce clouds, and these clouds produce rain. And if you point this same contraption on a bunch of clouds, it causes the clouds to disperse. This is an invention for causing rain and stopping rain. This invention can end all world hunger, but it was suppressed by the forces of darkness and evil. This is the radio hat, or the hat radio. A head that can pick up radio frequencies, maybe even play music if it is advanced enough. Ah, this is one of my most favorites. This is Damascus steel, a legendary blade from the past. This was a tremendously strong blade. Legend goes that this blade was so strong it could slice any other blade in the world, but no other blade in the world could slice this. This blade could slice and cut through rocks and boulders, and could even slice a feather in midair. There was a special formula used to make these, using a special orb mined from a cave. But the orb eventually disappeared and eventually ran out, and the formula was slowly forgotten over time. The original formula is lost, and this incredible blade is literally gone into history. Look at that aesthetical pattern design. This is one of the most famous lost Inventions weapons ever. This is one of my favorites. End of part 2.